Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my latest video, which is an update in my Shop My Stash project pan. If you are unfamiliar with this project, I call it a Shop My Stash because that's exactly what it is. I am just going through my collection and choosing different products to work on for about a month or so. And I do that so I don't just like stick to the same products in my collection every single day, because I probably would if I didn't do this project. But this project actually forces me out of my comfort zone a little bit, gets me using different products throughout my collection and helps me just like rotate through what else I have in my collection when I am also project panning. And I call this a project pan because I have to use everything that I select for this project 5 times before it gets rolled back into my collection. So that could be 5 times in the month that I select it, between update to update, or if I don't hit those 5 uses, I can just roll it to the next month and try and get the additional uses to hit those 5. So it's pretty simple, I feel like, but it definitely is super helpful for me when it comes to a primer for my actual project pan, when it comes to just like having me try the products that I have in my collection. And yeah, it gets me just like moving through things in a different way, a little bit low pressure, less stakes, and I only have to use things 5 times and then I can put them back if I don't want to use them anymore. So I love this project for that. And without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the products that I've been working on for the past month or so. I rolled 2 foundation type products into this project. The first was this Makeup by Mario foundation, and then I also rolled in the OG Sculpted Complexion Stick. I used this one 14 times and I used this one 15. I used a lot of them. Most of the time I was wearing them together, which I actually really enjoyed. I'm wearing them together today. I feel like they give me a really nice coverage and I like the finish of them together. This is now actually, you can't really tell, I think, in like what I'm wearing, but this is now actually much more like my skin tone compared to this, but mixing them together was still working for me. So I really enjoyed wearing both of those. I kind of want to spend some time at some point wearing them both separately to see how I feel about wearing them separately. I wore this one on its own this weekend and I really liked it. So I feel like I'm gonna like wearing this one by itself. I think I would want to try at some point wearing this one more so by itself as a stick foundation, but in general, very happy with both of these. Next is my CoverGirl Clean Fresh Powder. I used this one 9 times, and a super exciting update. I did hit a little bit of pan in here, so really happy about that. It's funny because I rolled in my LYS powder into my Shop My Stash and was able to hit a huge pan on it, and now it's in my project pan. So I'm super excited to say that I've hit pan on this in this project. Like I said, this project is an amazing primer for my project pans. Another product that I was hoping to hit pan on that I didn't was my Milani bronzer, but I feel like we are much closer. So I used this one 15 times. I loved wearing this one, and it was a nice break from my Marc Jacobs bronzer that I do want to finish up at some point. It was nice spending some time with this Milani bronzer, and I feel like the rings down to the center here are getting pretty obvious, which usually means you're getting close to hitting a pan. So excited about that. Really enjoyed using both of these products this month. Next is my Kylie blush in the shade Rosy. This was actually so perfect for me this month because we're heading into the warmer weather, and this is this really bright, pretty pink. I wore this 13 times, mostly layered on top of my Benetint, but I just think it set my Benetint really well and just gave me like a little extra flush to the cheeks. So this was kind of nice to just spend some time working on. There's a ton of product in this blush and it's very pigmented, so it will definitely take me a long time to ever make some real progress on that, but happy to get the 13 uses. And then I also got 14 uses on my Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. So this is something that I do want to pan at some point this year, and I feel like we're making pretty good progress through some of these Shop My Stash updates. So really excited to have the 14 uses on this. I originally was kind of like so-so about this product because I felt like it made me look a little greasy, but I feel like that I've been enjoying it more. One thing though that I've been doing is after I spray it, I'll take a little bit more powder on a smaller powder brush like this and just like dab around the places where like sometimes I get greasy, and I feel like that actually helps me when I've been doing that. It's preventing that look. So I'm gonna keep trying that. All right, now we're gonna talk about lip products. So I have 3 lip products that I've been working on this month, and 2 are going to be rolled out because I hit my 5 uses, and 1's gonna stay in. The one that's gonna stay in was rolled over from last month. It is this Revlon lipstick shade Wild Orchid. I used it 2 times this month, and I had 1 time from last month, so I'm up to 3. So I only need to use it 2 more times, so I'm gonna keep it in for another month because I can hit 2 more uses on that. And then I had both of these products. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in a Pillow Talk 2. And I used this one 5 times. I'm wearing it today, and I'm actually wearing it today paired with this Il Makiage lip liner in the shade Bible. And I really enjoyed wearing this lip liner this month. Like every time I wore it, I was like, oh, I like that a lot. So definitely a good one to have rolled in, and happy that I got 5 uses on both of these. And then last but not least, something that I've been including in this project are eyeshadows, because I don't have my eyeshadow project pan anymore. And so I selected one eyeshadow, which was Soothe Metallic, this one right here, and I used it 5 times. And then I randomly selected an eyeshadow, which was Story Sequin, which is this shadow, and I only used it once. And I'm not gonna keep this in the project for next month because I only used it once, because once I put it on, I was like, okay, it's not for me. I'm not into the orange shades right now, and I'm not gonna push myself to wear something I don't like. So that is one that I'm just gonna roll back out, and we'll select new shades to roll in for this month. I'd say overall, I feel like I had some high usage rates, rolled pretty much everything out except for this lipstick and then that one eyeshadow, but I'm rolling that one out anyway. So a successful month in my Shop My Stash series. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back in my collection, and then we'll select new products to work on for this month. Okay, I'm gonna start first with randomly selecting my eyeshadow, so 200. Okay, so that shade 200 is coming from my Il Makiage Disco Fox palette. It is the shade right here called Love Hangover. I dropped this palette, as you can see, and the shades got very wonky, but we're gonna go with it. And I did like a lot last month working on a shade right from the same palette that I selected. So I do think, since that is more of a shimmery shade, I'm probably gonna choose a matte shade, and I'm leaning towards this middle matte brown, which is called Boogie Shoes. So we're gonna go ahead with that one and this one, Love Hangover, as my 2 eyeshadows for this month. All right, moving on, let's go ahead and pick a foundation. So like I said, I feel like this one actually is matching my skin tone right now, and we are headed to the beach this month. So I was debating between picking this back up or picking up my Haus Labs foundation, but I think I'm actually going to choose this again just because I feel like it is a better match right now. I was debating on rolling in a powder, but I think I actually will, just because I feel like my LYS powder is almost done. I was just working on the CoverGirl one, but I think I'm gonna go ahead with the Ciate London one because, like I said, I'm going on vacation. This is like a vacation-y smell. I thought it would be fun. All right, bronzer. I was obviously just working on Milani. I don't think I've worked on this LYS one at all. I can't even picture what it looks like in my mind, and that makes sense because I literally have never touched this, you can tell. So this one's definitely getting rolled in. I was putting this Kylie blush back in this drawer because my blush drawer is totally full, and I saw my Rare Beauty blush, and I thought to myself, we are definitely picking that one. So this is in the shade Happy, and so I'm gonna be pulling this one in. I dropped this, so I had to get repressed. Unfortunately, I feel like I dropped way too many products. Okay, I definitely want to pick a new setting spray, and I want to either try this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm or the One Size Powder Melt. Which one do I do? Let's try this one because the One Size Powder Melt one, I've tried that one time. So let's go ahead and try this one because I don't think I've ever used that. All right, and then for lipstick, I'm gonna keep it simple because I still have my Revlon one. So I think I'm just gonna pull in one more lipstick. I feel like I was just using this, but I love my Oma Coretta lipstick. So I think that's the one that's gonna get rolled in, and that might be it for my Shop My Stash. So we're gonna keep things simple and light this month and not go too crazy, and hopefully get all 5 uses on everything. So I have my Makeup by Mario foundation and my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm as my setting spray. Super excited to try that out. Then we have Ciate London for powder, the LYS bronzer, the Rare Beauty blush, and then for lips, we have 2 more uses that I need to get on my Revlon Wild Orchid lipstick, and then I'm also rolling in this Oma Coretta lipstick. and then my 2 eyeshadows as well. And we're just gonna keep things simple and leave it at that. So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and getting to see this update. I love filming these, and like I said, I feel like this is such a good primer for my project pan. If you haven't totally gone into project panning yet, you could start with something like this just to get you working through your collection. So definitely let me know if you try it out, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.